Thank you all. Good luck with your meeting.
All right. Thanks, Samantha. Um, Cody, we didn't, as we usually don't, discuss who's going to lead the meeting. I don't know if you want to continue what your work from last week, or if you want me to. I have no preference at all.
I can take it again.
Okay,
And yeah,
I can bring up the agenda then if that's helpful.
yeah. Does someone have to read the script? How this is pursuant to or open meeting laws.
Right.
I don't have that script.
Hold on. I think I know where to find it. Um, okay. I don't have the exact wording, but from the Mass Cultural Council email that we all got, I think today, it does say that the law allowing open public meetings to take place online is in place and has been extended to June 30th, 2027, per the legislature and the governor. Hopefully that's good enough.
That's good enough. Thank you, Bill.
You're welcome.
Just a quick roll call. According to my screen, Joe.
Here.
Bill, I know you're here and we
Yep.
can hear you, so you're good. Jess
Here.
and Rachel,
I'm here too.
I'm here as well. So, Bill, if you would mind sharing your screen so we can see where we are in that agenda.
I had all of this pulled up and then I had to restart. Okay. Can you all see that?
It's loaded.
I see
Now
it.
I can. Alright. At this time, if there's anyone from the public that would like to comment, please raise your hand. Bill, is there anyone in the attendee room?
Let's see. I do not see anybody now.
Alright, therefore we will move on to the approval of the minutes from Friday, has anyone had a chance to look at that?
Give it a look.
The meeting minutes. I'm hearing silence. So, is that a no? Yes.
I haven't looked at it.
How about anyone else?
I have not looked at it either. My
Alright, we can table that to Wednesday. Alright, I believe we can switch over to the spreadsheet now to continue our deliberations. I do believe we were at the bull, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe you're right.
And we got blue, yellow, brown left to do before we have the ones we will circle back to.
Whoever touched up the spreadsheet, that looks good. A lot better than my hack job, so thank you. With the boxes.
Who would like to share screen?
I can continue to share if that's okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
All right.
Yeah.
Get that together. And then let me increase the size a little bit here.
So how are we going about this today?
Same way we did it on Friday. I mean, since these are the ones that we were mixed about, I would hope for some discussion on why or why not they should get high funding or why not. Why partial, my bad. So,
Does
yeah.
somebody want to do timing? Do you want me to keep time, and
Yeah,
how much time per? Are we sticking with 3 minutes? Is that too much?
I mean, that worked Friday, so I don't see why we can't do 3 minutes.
Sounds good.
So first up is support for Emma's Auto Heart Workshop. And I will just start, I felt this was someone that supported their work and not really a part of the art it was also hope, at least the way it was worded, sound like they were just wanting to see them to get funding and not really under whatever they or committee boards, whatever. So I remember I stored this row because of that. So yeah. Anyone else?
I mean, I agree with you, Cody. Based on the wording in their application, it sounds like they were quite successful last year and not just meeting what they wanted to do, but exceeding what they set out to do. So I mean, I would be inclined to do either full or high partial.
I'd say I agree. I'd say at least high partial, especially because it's funding multiple projects over a long repeating multiple projects over a long period of time for an underserved community. Seniors, I think, kind of embodies the spirit of it, and it's free for the people doing it. I don't know. I could go with like 800 for now, and then we can discuss up or down.
I'm good with that.
I'm good.
Alright, let's go with. Oh, wait. Before that, just any comment.
800 sounds good to me as well.
Alright, let's do 800. Next up is take care. I'm sorry, the access take care for immerse community show Wizard of Oz. And I will just say this is so successful. I mean, I've known people in the past that been in a cassette is a sellout. So I definitely would say hi to full. Anyone else? Rachel.
I agree with definitely funding them, but I'm personally more inclined towards half. So $1,000, that's what I would put forward based on what we've done in the past and as an ongoing show of support. And I agree it's a very good initiative.
Yeah, I agree. I know there have been concerns about, well, since it's at UMass, could that be open to funding it? But, 1,000 is a good amount.
I think that's 1,000 is good to start with. And I fully expect, not expect, but I imagine there will be a phase of deliberations where we run up against the sum remaining and we'll have to go back and adjust as well. So, but that's good for now, I think. to just
Yeah.
put a number and keep going.
I mean, I would advocate for high to full, but we can do 1,000 now. But want to hear from Bill and just their thoughts.
Made a note for you, Cody, about that.
Yeah.
Circling back.
Awesome.
Thank you. Just for context, last year, they requested 1,000 from us. And we gave them almost all of that. So, yeah. Okay, so 3 minutes is up. Thank you.
Yeah. And yeah, it could be just pushing their luck. And yeah, I mean, I would say since it was high push over last year's 1,000 is a upgrade. But due to time, let's keep moving. Costume restorations and exhibition and community lending closet.
I would go for partial or high partial on this one. I do like that it's helping to maintain a continual resource for other arts projects in the community into the future. In terms of like updating and maintaining the costumes that they lend out for free to other places, so it'll kind of have a continued benefit going forward.
Yeah.
And having access to costumes is be very important for various productions.
Stop.
I agree. I would go for high partial, maybe even full for this one. For that same reason, it would be a helpful resource for different theater productions and stuff like that. Maybe like 800.
Yeah, my only slight pause on this is that they're asking for the grant for both the exhibition and for the restoration of their costumes. Um, if it was like I would be amenable to full if other people were, but just I think I would be like full all the way if it was like just for the restoration and maintenance because I do want to put some money towards this as like a community resource for the arts. I think that's very valuable to help fund a little at least.
Yeah. I mean, initially I was thinking 750, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm going to advocate for full on this one. That's going to be my vote because of the like you all said, it's basically we could think of it as a sort of library, right?
Yeah.
In the longer term. And because it's Amherst Ballet, I know was probably established in the community 50 years ago and it remains in the community and it has evolved over the years. And the requested amount is less than half of the project budget. So I personally would advocate for full funding.
Yeah, I'll hop up to full actually. Thanks for that point. Yeah. I really do like that they're having a continuous library for community access. I think that's a very valuable thing.
Yeah, I'm good with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
yeah. No, that sounds good. Yeah. Yeah. No, I think initiatives like that do deserve to be praised. And yeah. Alright, that's deep listening in community workshop series. I mean, they're requesting 1,000 out of their $3,500 budget.
Does anybody have the details in front of them? My laptop is super slow, and I don't remember the specifics on this one.
I'm on the MCC page for it. Currently poking through.
It's
My,
gonna
my,
be in
Go
it's gonna be in July and September at a place called Empowerment Through the Arts on North Pleasant Street, serving about 60 people. It's a collaboration between Ghost Ensemble and Disabled Artist Community Empowerment Through the Arts, workshops and exploratory music making, open to all and inclusive/accessible for people with disabilities.
Okay.
It's a meditative music practice.
This
Got
is
it.
for 2 workshops.
It sounds like it, yes.
This is for 2.
So 500 each for so again I feel we only have one other grant that's benefited explicitly people with disabilities. Therefore, I would advocate for funding, but at least high partial. Rachel.
Thank you. This was one of the ones where I put down as having no supporting documents, because that was one of the things I raised last time. And so I think if we're fine with that, I would, I'd be good with like half funding this. Like 500. That's kind of my personal vote. Thanks.
500 sounds good to me as well. When I read through this the first time, I was like, this sounds like a good project in serving an underserved community, but I don't quite understand what it is. And it didn't have many details that really showed exactly what it is.
Yeah.
But 500 sounds great to me.
Now, you have a fair point. How about Bill or Joe?
I would go for to start with this 500 or 750, depending on how we're feeling. I think that I do agree with Rachel on the lack of supporting documents. They do have a plan. They do have a loose plan to seek additional funding if we can't fund the entire amount requested. Um, and are able to scale back this year if necessary. I would go. I think we are at 3 minutes also as well. I don't know if that's part of the thing. I'd I'd go for 500 for the moment, and make a note to circle back maybe.
I could be okay with 500, but I would want to, if we had more money, I would want to circle back here.
So, yeah, let's put 500 for now, but circle back. Next thing is summer 26 season by the Silver Swords Theater Company requesting 3,000 out the $39,300 budget.
They do have a cushion if we're unable to fund the full amount requested. Um,
Yeah, I got a feeling that we won't be able to, even if we circle back, just cause I know there's others that or I that we are passionate about. So, I would say maybe partial, which would be 1,500.
I agree, partial for that same reason. I was thinking even smaller than that, maybe like 500 or 1,000, just because they are charging $15 to $25 per ticket, but with options for free tickets. And they're gonna leverage like additional resources. So maybe this is a case of like showing our support, but not necessarily being the ones to give a ton of funding.
yeah, it seems like, and I do respect it. Like it is eligible for grant funding. It does seem like they want, and this isn't a bad thing. It's just they're looking at grant funding as a bit of a line item to help sort of balance the budget for this production, as it were. Um,
Yeah.
so I agree with just maybe, I don't know, 500, 750, 1,000. I'm trying to think, land on a number here.
My head is at 1,000, but if
Let's go.
majority says 500,
Yeah, I could go with 1,000 for now.
yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder
Okay.
if as we're making the notes, like, because we're saying what we want to put down for the initial number, right? And we can we might want to, oh, sorry, time is up, evaluate like either up or down, depending on what we have available. And if we put down 1,000 now, I would vote for a downward adjustment at a later, because I'm kind of leaning towards Jess with 500. So,
You read my
yeah.
mind as well. I was just writing that note actually, circle back to go down.
Um, can I ask a quick question of what you're all seeing? So I'm trying to move back and forth between the spreadsheet and a PDF of all of the applications. Do you all see that when I move back and forth, or you just keep seeing?
No.
You just see the spreadsheet?
Yeah.
Your
Fantastic.
screen's locked on the spreadsheet. I
Great.
think it only shares that window.
That was my thought, but I
So
wanted
far.
to make sure.
Also, sorry, real quick, I have another
Yeah.
question. I had originally started out taking notes on the meeting, but couldn't really participate and take notes. Is Angela gonna go back and use the recording to write out the minutes for this meeting as well? Or do you guys think I should focus on note taking? I don't.
I mean, I feel safe in assuming that Angela will go back as she has for other ones to take the notes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think some of us are also taking notes on each one as we go too, right? I think Joe's doing that and I'm doing that,
Well,
right?
by
Just
notes,
like
I meant I was typing the short
Oh yeah,
phrase.
you have right here on the notes. Yeah,
I
right
was
here on
typing
the
short
spreadsheet.
phrases in the boxes. I mean, I
Okay, that's
could take
great.
more
Thank
detailed
you.
notes on it if wanted. Yes. Yeah.
I think she will go back and watch this, so I'm not too concerned about note taking in the moment. Alright, moving on in 21st century nutcracker. This is by the Center Dance requesting 4,000 out of the 15,300 budget. I can't get off just saying what I said about last one. 4,000 full funding seems a little high, but that's my opinion.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree. I mean, they seem to have a robust plan to adjust, even their costuming. They've detailed a what seems like a pretty decent, like, initial plan to adjust if we can't fund the full. And I mean, I would even just shoot out like 500, like, in terms of partial, like,
All
what
right.
I'm thinking. But
I'm conflicted on this one. On the one hand, I like their approach. I like that there would be lots of kids and audience members who could see people who look like them, no matter what that is. On the other hand, the $50 fee for dancers,
Mhm.
$25
yep.
tickets kind of offset that a little bit. Um, all that to say, I think I end up kind of where Joe is. I could go a little bit higher, but it would be
Yeah.
lower end on the partial.
Are you thinking like 750 or lower than that?
No, I had 750 in my head, but I'm also fine with the 500 that Joe brought up.
Yeah, I'm cool either way. Like 500 rate or just south.
I was like right kind of on the same page as you guys. I was originally thinking like 1,000, so I would lean more towards 750, but I would be fine with 500.
So in my own
Um,
notes, when I was scoring this one, I put 600. That
Pretty
was what I
close.
wrote down. But so I thought,
Pretty close.
whatever. I think we're all in the same ballpark.
Yeah.
So maybe we could just kind of go with, because that's close to the average as well, right? So I would say between 500. So whatever you all want to do, I think we agree in principle on this one.
I'm hearing that 500 if we could 750. Cool with that. Alright, that's our musical storytelling info songs by Eli Eck. Eck. Sorry if Eli you're watching this. Virtual last name and the famous performance market only he is requesting his full budget 800 uh, every full performances, so 200 each. Alright.
Start.
I would say maybe Porsche or what do others think?
I uh I agree because I do want to support this. I think storytelling's just personal bias. I think storytelling's a great art form. So I'd like to support it in some capacity. Uh, kind of adds some whimsy. And it is supporting four performances uh over various days. I would think partial, maybe 400. I could go higher or lower depending on what other people think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I liked the multiple performances. I also, almost guaranteed a sit down audience, at least with kids, at the farmers market. At least
Yeah.
that's been my experience. So I think it would
Yeah.
be impactful. And I would be fine with any 400 or above.
I could see circling back to potentially go higher on this one.
I mean, I initially had 500 on the brain, but again, like the last one, I think we're all in the same ballpark here.
Yeah. Yeah. Alright, I suggest you came off mute.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say I was also thinking 400, like 100 per performance for one person seems pretty reasonable to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do
No.
like the art writing kind of sort of right in the town square kind of
Yeah.
as it were, you know.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I have my mind on 400.
Gotcha.
I mean, if we can go higher, yeah, but alright, let's stop here to our PCs bring concert, requesting 600 out of the $2,065 budget. I will just say I think this is a reasonable ask. I don't mind saying full funding if we could.
Take a gander at this.
I had originally with this one said full funding, but now that I'm going back, I'm seeing that there's a $450
Yeah.
yearly fee for singers, which is pretty
Mm.
steep. So I would say lower, maybe like 200, 250 or something. Still show support, but not.
Yeah, no, I agree. I didn't catch that. Of course, I reviewed this well, a few weeks ago at this point, so I will. Yeah, I'm on board with 250.
Yeah. I'd go for 250, or I'd go for, looks like we averaged out to 200 even just based on our spreadsheet entries. I could do that. But it's pretty small difference, so just lock us down.
I think 250 sounds good to me. I don't know if you all read through the different points, excuse me, from the Mass Cultural Council email that Angela forwarded, but we also received them individually. You probably received it directly from the Mass Cultural Council as well. And one of the suggestions they made was to make 250 a minimum grant, like don't give out grants under 250. So
see.
I think that seems sensible. Like,
Mm.
they must say that for a reason. So if we're deliberating, because there were a couple others from last week where we said 200, so I was going to raise that towards the end, saying, can we just do 250? So in
Yeah.
this case, that's why I'm raising it now. So if you're all okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get why they said that. is that why fund them if you only give them, let's say, $100.
Yeah.
Uh,
Cool.
Which we
yeah.
have done in the past, yes.
I'm fine
Oh,
with that.
yeah.
I'm because I poured over the email. I didn't see that. Was it in one of the member training videos attached to it? Huh. Well, I can find
It's
it later.
not directly in the email. You have to go to one of the,
I see.
the links that they provide where there's more details about
Okay.
just the process, like what we're going through right now. And that was one of the line items. I thought, oh, that's interesting because we had a couple at 200. So I was planning to raise that tonight anyway.
Okay, that's
But
a
it
good
came up
idea.
before that. Thanks.
No question, because I know we meet in 2 hours after we are done with booze. Does everyone want to take a 10-minute break? I know I need a bio break. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I could take a
It-
10 or 5.
Is 5 minutes okay, Cody?
Yeah.
And everyone
Yeah.
else?
5
Thank-
is yeah.
I'd be happy with the 5. That sounds good.
All right. The Birth and Death Project interview is Sharon's requesting 800 out the $1,600 budget. It sounds good. I just don't see the public benefit unless you're into that kind of stuff. So I believe I stored it wrong.
It's yeah. It's interesting. They don't seem to have a firm location commitment from a place in Amherst yet. Like it says that they've got like they're seeking multiple partnerships with public libraries. It's like a multi-venue project all over the valley, and so far they've locked in on Holyoke, Forbes Library, Lava Center in Greenfield, and Wisteria Hearst Museum. But there's no like doesn't unless I didn't catch it, it didn't seem like there was a locked in place in
Yeah.
Amherst yet.
My question is like, where is the applicant from? Because I know we get Eastern Mass folks that will come and say, well, if you fund us, we will come. And
Yeah, that's a good point.
They do seem to be based in Western Mass. The real live theater that put in this app is in Sunderland, and then a bunch of the people who are participating, like I think most, if not all of them, are based in Western Mass as well.
okay.
But
It's
yeah, the fact that they don't have a set Amherst location does give me pause as well.
and they've applied to a bunch of other cultural councils, including cultural councils in the towns that they have definitive locations in. I would even trend towards 0 for this. I don't know what other
Yeah.
people are thinking. Like
Now, my question for this is they got the funding, would they then try to secure a spot? And it's what if they can't, is that a waste of a award we can give to somewhere else. So, I mean, just I agree. I would change this to a red
Yeah.
and just
Yeah.
I'm good.
X this out.
Yeah, I would go 0.
Yep.
Yeah, that sounds good to me as well. Also, none of the artists are specifically from Amherst. They're all from the area, but not Amherst specifically.
Oh,
So,
Let's see if my Excel skills can change the color.
Ooh.
Did it work? Yes.
yeah. All right. Success. All right. Bicycle noise creation machine. I mean, I got no preference
I
on this.
I want full. I would take 250. I just I don't have like a compelling argument. I really enjoy this project conceptually.
I would
Yeah.
champion full funding for this one as
Yeah,
well, just because I think in terms of whimsy and
Yeah.
creativity and just so on so many levels, it's like, and the fact that they're gonna be out there,
Yeah.
we could ask them to put our logo on
Yeah, that's exactly the type of
their, vehicles too.
Yeah.
So
It's like-
Yeah, that's true.
this is the type of thing I want in Amherst. Like it feels very Seussian. Like
Yeah.
like
And it just promotes a lot of nice messages, kind of, indirectly about cycling, just having fun, making music, making art, and just kind
Yeah.
of being out there. So
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
for all those reasons, I would champion for full funding for this one, even though it's the entire project budget, but it does seem modest.
Yeah, it's modest. It's
Yeah.
great. It's definitely draw attention, whimsical. It's
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I'll admit I was on the fence at first, but
Seussian. I love it.
you guys make good arguments. I'm good with the full funding on this.
yeah, same. You guys sold me.
Yeah. It's like yeah, let's do it.
I think we should maybe,
Yeah.
if we can send them our logo too. Here's the Cultural Council.
Yeah.
On your spokes. Yeah.
Please,
Thank
that'd
you.
be fantastic.
Now, and that's why we have this deliberation start. When you dive deeper, perceptions change. Alright, we got to the yellow. So let's take 5 and that will put us at 602.
All right.
Sounds good.
Thanks, Cody.
Thank you, Cody.
Is anyone able to take what we have so far and just tell me the total so
I
far?
think there's a box up at the top that
Okay.
Joe had done on the last
Right, okay.
spreadsheet. Let me find it. And then I think I just scroll over. There we go. So right now we have 34,322 committed with 23,447 left.
Okay, we're in good shape.
Yeah.
So, Bill, since we're recording now, can I just continue talking just to ask questions, or do I need to wait until the end of the
I
meeting?
mean, that's a good question. I don't see why you can't ask questions.
I'm asking questions. I'm not deliberating anything,
Right.
right? So I
Exactly.
think just because in case we run out of time at the end,
Mhm.
I was gonna ask, because when we were kind of in preparation for, all these like deliberations and stuff, I was looking through the report that Angela has sent us at the beginning with the accounting, with like the the financial report, right? And that
Yeah.
but I don't know if you scroll down further, it provides a whole list of the monies that were awarded this past
Okay.
year. Okay. And there were a few items that I thought were either missing or I wanted to ask her questions about them. And I'm happy to raise this just, for the purpose of like making sure this is all done to process. I could raise this again at the end of our meeting tonight, but I just wanted to flag it. One is there are a few grant applicants that I know we approved last year, but I
Mhm.
don't see their names
Mm.
on the list.
Okay.
So the question is, did they get their money? I presume
Right.
they did, but if so, then it should be on the list, right? So
Yeah.
among them was Restless Books, Amherst
Mhm.
Media, the Onam Powwow.
Yep.
I
Oh, yeah.
don't see them on that list of
Interesting.
money given. And then on the flip side of that, Amherst Historical Society was paid 3 times, different
Huh.
amounts.
Okay.
So just, details like that, that they don't necessarily impact what we're doing now, but I think just to clarify our
Yeah.
records, does that
I
make
think
sense?
that's a worthwhile question. Yeah, we can ask Angela to address some of those. And I think maybe we should bring it up towards the end of the meeting in that last section, just so it's official. But
Right. And
yeah,
it's in the minutes, like kind of more formally as well, because I think
exactly.
that because I mean we all like you and Cody were there too for last year's deliberation. So the ones I
Yeah,
raised, you would remember as
I do.
us
Yeah.
having approved, right?
Yeah.
But I don't see them as being paid on that list.
Okay.
That's so strange.
So just I mean they probably were paid, right? But it's
Yeah.
like when this should be recorded. So I just wanted to clarify that for because especially with now that we have a treasurer on board, it'd be good for that person to have a very clean record to work with going forward, right?
Great.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I
Right.
wanted to ask.
Yeah. I think, and this time around we seem more organized, especially us as chairs really utilizing Angela or now we have a treasure. I mean, efforts were made last time to get a treasure boat. That was what dealt with yeah, I'll leave that for another time, but alright, it's 7:02. Joe, are
I'm back.
you alright? So, j- right off, we got Amherst Regional Public Schools that the Drake requesting 2,500 out of 6,000. And I did see just now we got 7,000 left to grant. So, I mean, this, I remember in the past, this is something we really were on board with. I think it gives young people that experience of performing at a music venue. So I really like that component I do think 2,500 is high, but I would go maybe 1,000.
I'd go the lowest I'd go is high partial for me. Um, I think I'd think 1,500. I mean, it's the public schools. It's 5 concerts. Um, I think it's a good thing to be able to fund through public money is public school music activity.
Yeah.
That's it's kind of about right, almost right in line with our priorities, pretty much. It's the Amherst Public Schools, you know.
I agree.
I see the ticket
And
prices. Are they free?
Yeah.
Suggested donation, so no one
yeah,
turned away, so that's a good aspect.
just to pile on to what Joe said, like the music budget in the schools is always under threat.
Yeah.
And being able to show this support, and as a former band kid, being able to play in a professional venue like that has a huge impact on kind of how you feel about music and
I
performing.
mean, I'll
Mm.
like, yeah, I'll disclose my bias here. I mean, I went to PVPA, which had intentionally decent like music funding and just played music like in the ensembles and on stages. I think it's a very good thing for kids to be able to do, and I think especially through the Amherst Public Schools, it's a great thing to fund. I mean, I would advocate for full intake, and
Yeah,
I'd be okay with being
that's
partial.
what
Yeah,
I'm thinking. Like, go full on this
yeah. If we throw a few,
and go back and cut ours. Probably.
yeah,
Not quite sure what it ended up being. Yeah, it feels like we all liked it. So, yeah. But it's okay. Like, already moving on.
Wait, Rachel, did you have something to add?
I did. I personally
Sorry.
I have reservations about giving full funding for that one. Because I think this is different from, for example, the community band one where the access is and also the participation is much broader. But I think if that's you all's inclination, I am okay to go along with, but this would be one of the ones that I would want to negotiate downward, if we were doing that. And
that's reasonable.
I
Yeah,
could look at my notes to find out exactly, because I know I had reservations about this one for full funding. And I think in part because on the one hand, you all are saying this is for public schools. Yes, I agree. And at the same time, I think that that kind of automatically also they should also have their money, their budget. I know it's reduced. I understand all that. I had kids in the school systems, the school system as well. But
that's a good perspective.
so just yeah. Anyway, that's my 2 cents, but I'm fine to leave it as it is now. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, we can come back to this and see the final decision. Sorry, Rach, or I didn't see. Amherst Juneteenth Jamboree requested 10,000, which isn't full budget. 10,000 is great, but I feel torn because again, this directly impacting town. It's a staple in the Juneteenth first festivity. So, while I think there's no way we will fully fund them, I think we, even a low funding is high at this point. For the average, we do have 2,400. Yeah. Again, it could be something we say yes to incur in other places. So
Yeah. I'd be good with 2,500 or 3,000. This was one of those where it's like, in an ideal world, if we had the budget, this would be fully funded.
yeah.
I am more favorable to it than the other one requesting 10,000. So I would want, you know, that's just me though. Like I'm like the other one, I think it was called Amherst Agni. I think this one has a lot more like demonstration of public benefit. At least in my opinion, when I was looking at this. So I would want to fund this like, at least from what they're requesting, like low partial relative to the requested amount. I was thinking 3,000 or 2,500 to start with possible deliberations to increase. I mean, it does it's a staple event, good event, you know.
No, I agree with you on those points. And I mean, we will. How about anyone else? Rachel. Then
Jess, you go ahead, please. I saw you unmute first.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I had personally advocated for like 5,000 for this one. Go towards the higher partial, like around half end. I would want to go higher than 3,000 definitely. Because this is, like you guys said, like kind of a staple event. It's for an underserved community, and the highest grant we have so far is 7,000. So we definitely do have some like larger awards that we're giving out. So yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
like that. Yeah.
actually have 5,000. Sorry, I had 5,000 as well for my personal vote, because I think this one is a one-day event. So, is and it's in spirit is a festival as well, right? Which we're funding one of the festivals fully, the global one. And so I think 5,000 seems quite fair because the 7,000 grant you're talking about, Jess, that's for like a weekend long event too, and that's only part of their budget. And this one, 10,000 would be the entire project budget. So I would be comfortable with 5 as well.
Yeah, yeah, y'all sold me. I agree with you
Yeah.
now. 5, I'd go 5 with y'all. Yeah.
That's where I'm at.
no, I'm cool with 5,000. It's just we got find ways to make that happen, but I trust we will. Next up, Image was never silent. 250 years of speaking out, requesting the full budget, which is 6,000 it, um, it's just, yeah, I mean, I guess it'd be helpful to remember how much we funded Amherst Historical Society in the past.
I think it depends on the project, Cody, because I think we supported it very highly when for the Cambodian history exhibit that was
Yeah.
that took place. I think but this one is a very different
Yeah,
type of
this is a
project.
multi-month, multi-venue project, all in Amherst as well. Um,
And how many does it serve?
they estimate 2,000.
And there is
Oh.
I think there's a charge, right? A mission fee or like for
It says most events free to the public. AHS charges 5 for non-members. Students are free. So this is a multi-venue, multi-event humanities / historical project across town, different town
Oh.
venues, multiple months next year.
Oh, me personally, 6,000 is high, but you know, keep in mind we've only gave out 2 grants that were huge up to this point. We at least may want to add a few more to that list. Just
I I would go high partial to full with leaving it open to adjustment later, just because of how concentrated an Amerston is.
yeah.
Low cost and wow, I forgot what I was going to say. Okay. Somebody else can.
No, yeah, I'm thinking that was America's birthday rate, 250 years. And it goes along with that rate. So I would say maybe 5,000.
Yeah, at least, yeah, at least for now. Like, what does
Yeah,
everyone else think?
Bill, I saw you unmute.
Yeah, no, I think I'm leaning in the same direction and to, I mean, you guys have already said it, but it's a unique event tied in that's able to tie the city history into it. Yeah, I mean, it just to me it merits a higher funding.
Yeah, I mean, once in a lifetime event, probably. So, yeah.
Plus, I don't know if we've given much to other historical projects yet, so
No. That's
I was gonna say you guys have sold me a bit, but I would still probably go a little bit lower than 5,000 personally. Maybe like 3,500 or 4,000 or something. Um, because I can't imagine they don't have other like groups they can leverage to
great.
get the rest of the funding for this.
fair
But I
point.
also, I don't
Um,
know, I would be open to 5,000.
they did mention that their plan is to, quote, try and obtain funding from local sponsors. If that fails, we will scale back the programming. So that's sort of their plan for if they're not
And
able to meet the difference of sponsors.
And their single largest line item is for printing, which is like 4,300, 4,500. So
Rachel, did you have?
Thank you. I'm gonna go on a limb here. I don't know if as a council, it's up to us to decide what is represented in history and what is not represented in the history for these projects. So I personally am comfortable with the average amount that's listed right here based on what we've already voted. So that would be my vote for how much we give. And because it is a group of projects, so the Historical Society would decide based on how much grant they're getting from different sources, what the priority of their projects are, right? So it's not one project that they cannot do at all if we don't give them the entire or high partial or even half of the request. So that's kind of where I personally sit with this vote. But obviously we're going to go with the majority. So whatever you all decide on the amount is, I will go. I will accept.
Yeah, I'm hearing 4,000 for the most part, but let's circle back.
Yeah, I put increase/decrease to signify that we're definitely gonna swing back to this one after we in the finer calculations.
Yeah,
Good
so
point.
let's
Do we want to say 4,000 for right now and then circle back to this?
Sure. I'm
yeah,
fine with that.
I believe I heard 5,000, but yeah, so 4,000
Yeah.
for now.
I will say we are definitely over 3 right now, so I'm amenable to putting a number down and circling back. So whoever's got the
4,000.
spreadsheet.
4,000.
It's good. It's a good amount. It's good.
That's following the dino tracks. Large science events across modern Western Mass. Requesting 1,800 out the 17,945 budget. So we funded this in the past. I just can't remember how much. But average here was 800, which I would be comfortable with.
Comfortable with 8 or maybe 5. It's good that it's like one of it is like a multi-project, multi-town thing, but they are putting a significant amount of time into an event in Amherst on Amherst College.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How about
science is cool. I love science. Yeah, but
This project has this is the one with like the multiple partners with the collaboration with NEPM and
yes,
everybody. So I think it depends on how we want to look at that. Does that mean that they already have support without us giving them a high partial funding, or does it mean that by supporting something like this, it helps to promote the cause further and also just kind of to communicate what we're doing to support events like this. So I think it just it works both ways. So I personally would vote for a higher higher than 800.
Yeah, me too.
Like
I was
high
leaning
partial.
toward the latter in terms of the impact. I mean, it's, obviously they're not going to get any money from NEPM, but they would get some advertising support. But anything that ties, you know, and maybe it's just my geeky kid coming out, but like you've got this trifecta of like dinosaur science that makes it fun for kids, but also ties it to like local areas. Like, you know, if I were a kid and I could go see like real dinosaur tracks, my head would have exploded.
It's true.
You know,
That's I
and
do
I didn't even
respect that.
know that we had such a rich history until I moved here. That this was like the beginning of the discipline. So, I think it's a really great thing from that, but also the partnerships and the extension beyond. Also, I think just speaks highly of the project. So I would vote for a high partial.
Yeah, also if we want to support kind of like, education about the history of the area, this is a natural history. So it's quite compelling for me. Anyway, said my bit.
Yeah, I'm sold. That was what about 1500 for now, and then circle back for increase maybe, or just going full. I don't know.
I was thinking a 1,000, but I'd be cool with that too. If we do increase, it probably be full funded. Just
I was gonna say I would go for 1500, and if we have extra at the end, do the full 1800.
Yeah.
alright. The showcase stage at the block party, I will say, if I'm not mistaken, the first year this to place we started in our co-chair that have hosted this, but it's for this past year's block party. Now for next year's, and that right there kind of put a pause in me versus as if it was for next year, I say absolutely full fund this, right? But since it's already passed, yeah. Anyone have other thoughts?
I need to go back and look at it again because I was thinking it was for this upcoming year, but I might have just missed that.
Me, or it could be a typo in a just legit copied and paste last year's proposal to this year and forgot to change the year. So that's totally possible.
Yeah, I was wondering the same thing, Cody, because it's scheduled for September.
September 17th, 2025 was a Wednesday, which means Thursday, September 17th would be 2026. So it looks like it is a typo. Let me double check.
Oh dear.
Yeah, Thursday, Thursday, September 17th is in 2026.
I'm just taking it as a typo because I know it's always on a Thursday.
Yeah.
Of every year, so let's treat it as such. I would say hi to full.
I agree. I mean, I don't find much to argue against this, having attended this every year that I've lived here, seeing the impact it has, seeing the audience it draws, music.
Yeah, one the easier decisions. Anyone else have objections to that?
Is this one of the ones that this is going to happen anyway, right? The showcase stage is there regardless. And so this is the support that is being asked of the Cultural Council by the Business Improvement District, which is also applying for funds from various sources and sponsorships. So yes, whatever you all want to do now, but I would put this down as one of the ones we would adjust downwards if came to that later.
I mean, that's a good point. Like, they will meet the requested rate properly. So, do we put it at, let's say, 25? And, yeah. I mean, that's a good point, but what?
Yeah. I was gonna say exactly the same thing. Like that context is very helpful. I'd say I would go for around 2,500 as well with that context. Like give them a lot of support as the cultural council, but they're not dependent on our funding.
Yeah. It's 2,500 course everyone.
I'm good with that.
That sounds good.
Let's do that. And it's 400 above the average. So yeah. Alright. The secret planet music series requesting 1,200 out of the 5,900 budget. I forget the details of this, so no preference on this.
I would say probably low partial for this one, but I need to go back and review the actual application as well.
Yeah, well, and low would be the average amount, which is 308. So if we did it low, probably go 300.
They're charging $20 to $30 per ticket, and it's at the Drake.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I think this is to offset if they have less attendees than projected.
Mm.
I'm
Oh.
much much more favorable to queercore at the Drake than this at the Drake. If we're gonna fund something at the Drake, not to compare everything. I don't know if that's a good thing to do, but
Well, the venue, I think
Yeah.
it does make a I mean, it should feature somewhat in our final deliberations because the Amherst School's music is also going to be at the Drake, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's great for the Drake, and I think, but we could probably balance all that out at the end.
Yeah.
But I agree with, a low partial for this one,
Me too.
Uh,
up
Well,
to
the-
maybe.
the Drake is virtually the only, at least that I'm aware of, currently like dedicated music venue in Amherst, aside from other community spaces. And
Yeah.
yeah, so
Out,
if they're gonna have
out,
one there,
yeah, outside of the town common. Yeah.
well,
I
that's
mean,
an everything venue.
I guess you got the final center in Valker at UMass as venues. But
Amherst proper. But yeah,
Yeah. Back to the amount for this. Do we want to say like 250, 300?
I'd go 250.
Okay.
I was about to say let's propose 300, but I can do 250 as well.
250 sounds good to me as well for this.
Yep, that works for me.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Alright, literacy walk. Requesting 1,200 out the $2,000 budget. What we think?
This seems like another one that it would be good for us to support in some way, but they're not necessarily reliant on our funding.
Yeah.
Would you say push or high low?
Say high partial. Um, it's sort of like it looks like one of those multi-venue event days, like the ones they have in Northampton,
Yeah.
like which is valuable because people will come to the town to go wander around and go to the multiple things. And it is running literature, poetry, local history. Um, it's all free. Um, it's like sort of a multi-venue sort of event day for Amherst. Sort of they're tying into its, strong literary poetry history. So I'm more favorable towards high partial or even full for this one, to be honest.
So, would we be comfortable with putting down 1,000 for this?
That's what I had in mind.
Yeah, I like that.
Fine.
I would be good with 1,000 and maybe circle back to see if we want to decrease. But I do see the argument for high partial.
Yeah, let's do that. That's 1,000. Wednesday folk traditions 2020 40,000 out of the 40,400 budget. Yeah.
This one, sorry, I'm just gonna pipe up here. We've supported them
No.
every year, on some level or another. And I personally am comfortable with what we have as the average amount here as a gesture of our support. And this is one of the ones where they have funding from the Mass Cultural Council that's on that list that I forwarded you all. And it's, it's in the next town from Amherst, if that matters to anybody. But so that's kind of where I probably would start, but I can go higher if you all want to do that. Thanks.
Yeah. No, I'm on board with that.
I agree.
Yeah, I could go 375 as well.
Bill.
Yep, I agree with all that.
Alright, 375 it is. Alright. Last time 5 brass could that concert requesting 600 out of the full budget. We got down for 25. This is never said we always have funded, so yeah.
I would personally say full for this one, but I'm looking through the application again. And why I would say full is because it's specifically going to be at the assisted living facility. So, like, benefiting like elderly community and, I mean, it sounds like a good program. It's like pretty modest funding. So,
Yeah. It's coming back to me. I think where I marked that was because it was sent to the sister living community, which is a public support concerns where I say if it was its own library, I'd be okay. And what has came up in the past with events at these facilities. Yeah, it's open, but how many people will go to the facility outside of the residents that live there? So, yeah, Rachel, I see you unmuted.
Yeah, I do agree with you, Cody, in that while it does support an underrepresented group, having it be in a specific assisted living community limits its possible public benefit and reach. Um, I would go maybe low partial, but it's still a good thing.
Yeah. I'm fine with the average on here, maybe 400.
The average that looks good to me.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
So let's put 25. Emerging filmmakers arrest Mass. Well, sorry. Emerging filmmakers. Yeah, yeah. Arrest Mass. I'm requesting 2,500. Well, again, full budget. So, thoughts on this?
It sounds like definitely a cool project that I would want to support, and it's the final screening is gonna be at Amherst Cinema. But I maybe like low partial would be my personal.
Yeah. Well, we got 666 as an average. So would that be low enough?
Yeah, I could go with the average.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you, Joe.
Oh, am I audible?
Now you are. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Oh, okay, sorry. I would agree with going with the average on this one.
All right.
I'm good with that.
So are we calling that 650, 675, or just 666?
I was gonna. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Cody.
Let's go with 670. All right, let's go to the next one. Novi Couture's spring concert requesting 700 out the 1550 budget. Yeah, no preference, but their average was 208, which again, if that's no funding territory, if we're treating that 250 benchmark as below that, it's a no. Any thoughts?
I mean, it sounds interesting, and the artistic director is an Amherst resident. Who's actually the works in the school. My only question is this: just from reading it, it sounds like it's going to be a piece of work that is going to be non-traditional, and I don't know how many people they would draw with it. Not maybe then that maybe that shouldn't be a consideration, but it's a question that I have. It sounds really interesting to me, and be something I would be interested in, but that doesn't necessarily translate. So
I think, yeah, I think I hear what you're saying. I think also, um, in terms of how like, because I thought about that too when I was reading. So I was like, oh, this seems like kind of like at least the way I'm interpreting what you're saying, at least from what I thought was like, oh, is this like art form more avant-garde, more out there? How like what mass appeal is going to happen? I think it's good to have funding of like even like art forms that we might not think are like going to be super popular, if that makes any sense. I'm not trying to put words in your mouth. I'm just kind of like what. So even if it's like really avant-garde or something, I think if it's the rest of everything checks out, I think it would be good to start regardless.
What were you gonna say, Rachel? Were you gonna say something?
Oh, I think no, just gonna in response to what Bill was saying, I thought it was chamber music, but maybe what you said is true. It's like it's more unconventional.
Yeah, what they talk about is this program is going to be the intersection between music and technology. They're going to explore
Right.
loop pedals and all that. And all that said, like I also think maybe part of our job is to fund things, avant-garde things on the edge that might not otherwise be able to be put on. So, I guess I'm sitting squarely on the fence, unfortunately.
I think I had 250 for this one in my own notes, which is kind of close to the average. I don't know what you all think.
Me, I'm on board, but just what you think.
Yeah, I was thinking like I don't have super strong opinions about this one and how I guess it's the strongest of the classical music for adults category. So for that reason, I would say 250 sounds good to me.
All right.
I agree. I don't have access to my laptop right now, but I would, if I did, I'd put a note saying maybe circle back to discuss increasing.
I can add that note in.
Thank you.
Oh, let's go with 250 for now. And just administrative comment. Do we want to stop at 7 or 7?
I
I
can
have
go
to stop at
until
7
11.
today. Sorry, Joe.
What?
That's okay. I was gonna say I could go until 7:20, but then I'd hop out. But 7 sounds good.
How about everyone else? I got nothing after this, so doesn't matter.
Bill,
I
did you say you need to go at 7? Sorry, Jess, go ahead.
I do. Sorry, go ahead, Jess.
Sorry, I was gonna say the same thing as both of you. Since Bill asked to leave at 7, let's wrap at 7.
All right,
Yeah, we lose quorum at 7, so sounds good.
yeah, let's do. I think we should get through 3 more. So let's do that. All the Arcadia players for this season. Again, this is how we always fund. And so I think we should keep funding them. They're asking 1,500 and averages 291, which if we went to with their average, I'd say 300.
300 sounds good to me. I was thinking like 250, but 300 sounds good.
Yeah.
I agree.
Bill,
Yep, 300 works for me.
Joe.
Yes, I agree. 300 sounds good.
All right. Let's move on to Courthouse Cuts Up, requesting their full amount. but average would be 208. So if we went with that, you have to bump it to 250 or not fund it.
Do we have to bump it to 250, or is that just what the FCC recommends?
As per the rituals, nothing that we have to. Am I correct on that?
We don't have to. I think it's just suggested, but I think, yeah, 250 seems okay to me, but that's
Yeah. So, 250, just sorry.
All good. I was gonna say I agree with 250. I feel like this is worth funding, like thematically similar to the memoir writing workshop, but in a different medium. So
Very
Yeah.
reasonable ask. I respect it. So,
What was that, Joe?
I just said the ask is very reasonable. I respect it. So, fund 250.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. Oh, yeah, let's put 250. Um, yeah. Man, this way we could go to more downtown areas course dance series requesting 50 to 60 out there 11,595 and average is 500. Um, in the comments, Bill.
I'll just note that according to the project budget, they have 17 events planned
This is a very
or
ongoing.
proposed, I should say, not planned.
Yeah, they do have one a month over a long series of months, so it's a continuing funding for almost a year plus long. Continuous arts and social projects. So with that context in mind, plus it is a staple in Amherst as well, in my opinion.
I would
Yes.
I would go for like 1,000, maybe circle back to increase personally, because I think it's worth supporting. It sounds like a very like solid program that's been going on for a while, and their goals are to not have to raise the admission prices, increase performer pay, and make the venue more accessible. So I think supporting that is like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I
No,
will. Sorry, go ahead.
Joe, sorry.
Oh, it's okay. Um, I was thinking I would push for at least 2,000 right now, and then maybe circle back to increase. Again, I think there are some like single day events that we have allocated funding higher for, and granted, they do more closely align with priorities. But again, this is sort of funding an ongoing art slash socialization event over a year plus. And yeah, I would advocate for this one a bit more to strongly circle back to potentially increase.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. Since we feel it's a staple, I'd say 2,000, but circle back.
Yeah, and I think when we circle back, we could evaluate like how much we are going to be granting towards these kind of community dance, like participatory dance events. I think that we could balance those out between, like, for example, the salsa and, you know, the different dance events that are
So that's a great point.
participatory.
Yeah. Also, like, okay, what's a staple event and what's not? I think that also would be a criteria for Wednesday. But with that being said, I want to respect everyone's time and great work. And everyone, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Cody, I had two things I
Great.
wanted to just mention. Sorry, if that's okay. I'll
Yeah.
try to be as fast as I can because I know Bill needs to go. So during the break, I started to mention this, is that you all you remember, like, Angela has sent us the financial report, right, for the past year. And
Yeah.
if we scroll past that, if you look at that, there's a list of the organizations and individuals that were paid during this past fiscal program year. And when I was looking at how much we had granted to, you know, people who had applied in the past, I noticed that for last year, some of the organizations that I know we approved funding for were not on that list of people paid or organizations paid. So, for example, Amherst Media, Restless Books, the Onon Powwow, you know, I didn't see them on the list. So I just wanted to raise that while we have quorum to say that we probably should ask Angela or to check with the town comptroller to just make sure that the records are accurate in terms of reflecting who was paid and wasn't paid. And then along with that, like Amherst Historical Society was paid 3 times or with different amounts. So that could have been different programs over different years. I don't know, but I just feel like to justify the accounts, especially now that we have a treasurer, it'd be good to just have those clarified before just moving forward with, you know, recording what we're granting this year. So that was the one order of business I wanted to raise before we lost quorum. Thank you.
Yeah.
So how do we take that up with Angela? Do we mention at the next meeting, or the co-chairs can do it now that it's been flagged, or what?
I think we could send her an email, and Cody, I'm happy to draft that up if you like. And
Yeah. Please. Yeah, I'm all for transparency, and that's definitely a discrepancy we have to clear up to ensure full transparency. So, yeah.
Thank you. Sorry, I have one more thing to add to that. The reason I kind of discovered this was that because in the last meeting I had said to Jess, I think we had paid the ceramic mural artist in the past, or we granted her. So I was looking to make sure that that was correct, and I could not find her name on last year's list of you know, individuals paid. So Jess, if you still wanted to champion that, I wanted to just, you know, full disclosure that I couldn't find her name after all, even though I thought maybe that had come up. So, and that's what made me realize, wait, some of these other organizations that I recall that we had granted funds to did not appear on that list either. So that's
all right.
All right. Thank you. Sorry to go beyond 7.
fine.
No, you're good. We need to get that out there, and we hopefully will have a answer Wednesday. Alright, I guess that's new business not anticipated, and so that's taken care of. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I move to adjourn.
I also move to adjourn.
Alright, you just said, and so I will adjourn this meeting at 7:04. Great job, everyone. I will see you on Wednesday.
Thanks, Cody. Thanks for keeping us on track.
All right,
All right.
you're welcome.
Take care, everyone. See you in a couple days.
Bye.
You
Have a good night.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank
Have a
you.
good
Bye.
night, too. Bye.